What's going on, Phantombass and Cosmogs fans alike? This is Phantombass coming at you with our Week 2 team prep for the APA. I realize this is incredibly different than the last time you saw us prep, but that's because I don't really feel like doing face cam. It's a lot harder, especially if I'm going to live comm. I'm really wanting to make sure that I have the quality of the video up to snuff, so I'm not going to be doing face cam as much. If I can squeeze it in, I'll do it, but I won't be able to this coming week because, spoilers, I've already had the battle. I'm just once again recording this because I really like doing the team prep, and I'm sure that you guys don't mind it too much myself, if I do say so myself. Anyway, so we're going up against the one and only Dan, aka aDrive, coach of the St. Louis Rampardos. His team will show up right about, hold on just a second, someone misspelled Celebi, so spoilers, that's his team, yeah, or Celebi has only one eye in it, and let's scroll back down. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, we're good. Right. His team should appear right to the right of the screen right about now, and as you guys can clearly see, his team is quite annoying. And by annoying, I mean, like, it's fat. He's got Celesteela, he's got Araquanid, he's got Cresselia, he's got Torkoal, he's got Lantern, he's got Celebi, fat mods. He's also got some decent power with Como, Mimikyu, Nidoking, Lycanroc, and Houndoom. That doesn't mean that, his team is awkward. Like, his team is, I'm not quite sure what I should expect him to bring against me. As you guys hopefully know by now, but if you don't, I will quickly refresh. My team is Blacephalon, Tapu Fini, Mamoswine, Bronzong, Umbreon, Scolipede, Lucario, with us Z-Crystal, also Aerodactyl, Mega Ampharos, Gogoat, and Zangoose. So with this, with that being said, I'm going to quickly go over the team that I think Dan is going to bring against me this week. First things first, you'll notice that he has a Celesteela, which, outside of my Blacephalon, it kind of just craps on my entire team. So, I'm expecting 100% Celesteela to come. I expect Como, because it's a really good counter to Blacephalon. It's a really good counter to Blacephalon. Mimikyu has to come because it's actually the most threatening thing against me. My best switch into Mimikyu is Scolipede. Or so I think. Like, Mimikyu is an incredible threat to me. I kind of see Nidoking, but mostly as a Ampharos check more than anything. I expect Lycanroc because it is a great revenger to Blacephalon, and I expect either Houndoom. I expect Lycanroc, or I expect Torkoal and Mega Houndoom. My Houndoom has to come because it's a threat to my team as well. So with this in mind, I kind of expect, like, I don't know, a Scarf Nidoking, potentially. Either I expect like a Scarf Como. Como I expect to be like a bulletproof set, so that he can take a Shadow Ball from my Blacephalon. Celesteela is going to be bulky. Mimikyu is going to be either Z-Crystal or a Sword Stance set, a Life Orb Sword Stance set. If he brings Bulk up, that's even more annoying for me, but Sword Stance I can somewhat mitigate. I expect Cresselia just to be another wall, and I expect Torkoal for the Sun to boost Houndoom's attacks, because Houndoom just runs through my team outside of a couple mons. Now, looking at this team, I had to assess the threats to my team. The first thing I noticed that Houndoom is a huge problem, and I also noticed that on his team. I noticed that also he had Celesteela and Cresselia. I'm like, these are two, and so I noticed something about those two that can be shut down by one Pokemon on my team. It's really funny because normally you don't run speed on this Pokemon, but you don't run speed on Umbreon, or you don't run speed on Cresselia or Celesteela either. So I decided to run Umbreon this week. We are bringing back Fat, because what Fat is going to do, we're going to run a leftover set with Taunt, Foul Play, and Wish. That's all I knew so far, but I knew the exact EV spread I wanted right off the bat. We're running as close to max attacks or max HP as possible. We're running enough speed to creep. Celesteela creeping my Aerodactyl when it gets to +2 from an Autotomize, as well as we're also speeding a 20 speed invested Cresselia, and the rest goes into Spadef. This allows us to be a good check to Nidoking, taking max 46% from a Life Orb Timid Sludge Wave. That's huge. This also allows us to once again outspeed Celesteela and Cresselia and taunt them, which essentially shuts them down, because we take max, I think, 23% from a heavy, or we take max 33% from a heavy slam from Celesteela. We take max 23% from an uninvested Moonblast from Cresselia. Just let that sink in for a second, how fat Umbreon is. At one point I had Toxic on this Umbreon to kind of capitalize on getting Cresselia and just Toxicing it. But as you'll see later, we decided to put on a different move. I was really up in the air about this last move, but we decided to move on. And so, next thing I looked at is, I calced some things with this Umbreon set and realized that in the sun, it's still 2-hit KO by Mega Houndoom with Fire Blast. So I was like, I need a better switch into Houndoom. So I thought, let's go Ampharos, because Ampharos is a great switch into Mega Houndoom. Like, with the investment that we're about to put, we're going to Volt Switch, Dragon Pulse. After some originally I had Power Gem and Signal Beam. I'll tell you why I changed something here in a second, but we decided to go with max HP, 100 in defense, and the rest into Spadef with a Calm Nature. This allows us to not be 2-hit KO'd by some boosted, solar power boosted Fire Blast from Mega Houndoom. Also allows us not to be 2-hit KO'd by a solar power boosted Dark Pulse from Mega Houndoom. And we can 2-hit KO with Dragon Pulse. We can 2-hit KO with I think we actually, with some chip, we OHKO with Power Gem, which is really nice. This also capitalizes on potential Spadef Celebi switch in, using Signal Beam to 2-hit kill, Dragon Pulse 2-hit kills Nidoking, Volt Switch 2-hit kills Celesteela. It's a good time. We also hit Mimikyu behind the sub. Or not behind the sub, but behind Disguise, because of Mold Breaker. We don't actually break the Disguise, which really sucks. But we can still hit it for damage, which is really good. Now, I will end up changing a Power Gem for something else later in this prep, and you'll see why in a second. But for now, we're just going to move on. So the next Pokemon I wanted to bring in another switch into Houndoom, as well as a good switch into things like Como. I needed a way to deal with Como, I needed a way to deal with Torkoal, I needed a way to deal with Lantern, and I needed a way to just overall take care of hazards as well. So I thought, let's bring Tapu Fini. We're going to bring leftovers on it as well. With and I knew the moveset I wanted on it automatically. I wanted Moonblast, Defog, Surf, and Nature's Madness. We are running this specific EV spread, and I'll explain it in just a second. We're running 108 in HP, 168 in defense, 4 in special attack, the rest in speed with a timid nature, because I can explain this pretty well. This allows us to take hits from Celesteela like they're nothing, unless he's running grass coverage. We need to name you Asa. This spread also allows us to outspeed a Como creeping Mamoswine. We can blow it away with a Moonblast. It also allows us to defog away hazards that potentially Araquanid or Como or anything else want to set up on me. And Nature's Madness allows us to chip down things like Torkoal in the sun, Lantern in general, Araquanid in general, Celesteela in particular. Celesteela is such an easy switch in to this thing, so Nature's Madness really helps capitalize on that. Now, I'm thinking, okay, for right now we have enough bulk. Let's bring some more mons. I need rocks on this team because it really helps chip down Torkoal and Mega Houndoom. His only removal is Torkoal. Literally, his only removal is Torkoal. So I decided to bring Mamoswine this week. And all I knew at this point is we wanted Thick Fat, we wanted, for the longest time it was going to be Scarf, but I decided against it. But we decided to go Stealth Rock, EQ, and Ice Shard. That's what I knew so far. I knew the speed right off the bat though. I wanted to go 60 in HP, max attack Adamant, and the rest going into speed. This much speed allows us to outspeed Celesteela, which is great because This can help us really pick it up. We can potentially pick it off late game if we run like Icicle Crash. But at the same time, I was like, okay, here's what we're going to have to end up doing here. I'm going to bring Sash. I thought of this pretty quickly, thanks to JacubAsAlways for helping me come up with this set, but I decided to go with the Focus Sash Endeavor set. And the reason I ran for this is because what I want to do is set up Roxanne Celesteela. He goes for Heavy Slam, we can get down to our Sash, click Endeavor, and bring it down to 1 HP and revenge him with almost anything on my team. Because even a foul play from Umbreon will actually end up shutting it down at that point, because if it's that low, we can just pick it off a foul play. Yeah, we can also kill it off the Tapu Fini. We could do a lot of things. Anything else, Speed Tick will kill it. And so I was like, alright, that's a good set for my my Mammoth one. That'll really help us put some offensive pressure on it as well, with things like Nidoking sitting there, as well as things like Como, Celebi, even Lycanroc, and even Lantern doesn't want to take an Earthquake. Like, there's so many things that just can't do with Mamoswine as a whole. So the next Pokemon, I was like, alright, I need a solid just breaker. I need something that can potentially just break through his team and just go to town. So I decided to go with Lucario. And for a while I was going to go with like a Titanium Z special set. But in the end, once again, JacubAsAlways decided to help me with this set, and it's a really good set, I find. Running an Air Balloon Sword Stance set and a Swagger. Swagger's trash. Sword Stance set with Close Combat, Bullet Punch, not Bulldoze, Bullet Punch, and Crunch. And we're running enough speed to creep Como, of course. And we're running the rest into Spadef with a Jolly Nature, because we can get it at +2, we can 2-hit KO Celesteela. We can use Bullet Punch to pick off, because he's not going to be running Accelerock against my Lucario in particular, with Lycanroc we can actually straight up kill it with a +2 Bullet Punch, which is really, really nice. So, and we can also pick off Mimikyu if this disguise is broken as well, which is really nice. Lucario just helps as a failsafe for Mimikyu as well as for Lycanroc. We can also catch a potential Nidoking going for Earth Power, and we can actually just straight up click Crunch and do some damage to it, and that'll be that. Or Bullet Punch it if it's low enough health, and he proves to be like Scarfed or something, and we can come in on his click Bullet Punch. Anywho, so that being the case, I sat here for the longest time. I was like, my team still struggles with Mimikyu. I have no switch in Mimikyu. Everything I have is 2-hit KO'd by Mimikyu. It's actually ridiculous. Like, my entire team gets 2-hit KO by, especially bulk up Mimikyu is really bit of an issue. And I sat here for the longest time. I was going to bring Scolipede and bring Spikes and Toxic Spikes, but he's got Nidoking and I know he's got to bring it. I was going to bring a defensive Scolipede with like Infestation Toxic and just wear down Mimikyu that way, but you can't trap Mimikyu, so it doesn't matter. And it still gets crapped on by Mega Houndoom. So really, at the end of the day, I decided, you know what we're going to do? We're going to bring a mon that no one ever brings. We're going to bring Go-Goat, because, and you'll see why here in a second, but the goat has arrived, and yes, it is the goat. We're bringing leftovers again with Sap Sipper, because we're going to bring Leech Seed, Protect, not press, good lord, I wish this thing I pressed with Blades. No. Protect, Earthquake, and Wild Charge. No Stab, I know, but his only mon that would take any relevant damage from Horn Leech would be Lycanroc. So I decided it's better to go for the coverage, because Earthquake still hits Lycanroc as it hits Nidoking, as it hits like so many other things on his team. It can hit Torkoal, it can hit like Houndoom, it can hit Lantern. Wild Charge lets me hit Celesteela for damage. Also lets me hit Cresselia for neutral damage. And if Lantern is Water Absorb, we can click Wild Charge in it. Well, we still click Earthquake, so it doesn't matter. But Leech Seed is, we're running this exact spread here. We're running literally a max defense set, because we don't have any physically defensive walls on this team. And we're kind of using Ampharos as especially offensive-ish pivot. So Go-Goat needs to be more physically defensive wall, because here's one thing I'm not expecting. I don't expect Dan to bring flying coverage on his Celesteela, Because if you look at my team, it's not gonna really care too much about flying coverage, and really, my switch into Celesteela every time is gonna be Ampharos, so he's gotta bring Earthquake. So I'm expecting Heavy Slam, Earthquake, Leech Seed, and Protect on this Celesteela. Maybe even Autotomize if he's feeling lucky. But because Earthquake covers Lucario, and Heavy Slam covers, and Ampharos, Heavy Slam covers Mamoswine, he won't really think to bring any of those coverages. And the funny fact is because he doesn't, it's actually walled by Gogoat. Because his best attack in Heavy Slam, if he's an uninvested, which I expect he'll be an uninvested Heavy Slam, will do max 37%. Which is ridiculous, because Gogoat takes max from an Adamant Mimikyu, from a +1, from an Adamant Mimikyu, he takes like 65% from a Let's Snuggle Together. So Let's Snuggle Together into Play Rough does not kill my Gogoat. All I gotta do is click Leech Seed, I can break its Disguise, I can get health recovery back, because if I click Wild Charge to break Disguise, I take no recoil. I don't worry about him switching into Celesteela either. So that's just really good situation for us. We can break Disguise with Gogoat, we can wear down Mimikyu with Gogoat, and if we got Rocks up, then Mimikyu, if it has to switch out, is going to end up taking more Rocks damage, which is really nice for us. Gogoat really serves a good purpose in this match, in that it can wall Lycanroc, it can wall Lantern, it can wall Celesteela, if given the right set, like I said, and it walls Mimikyu. That's the thing I needed. I needed to switch into Mimikyu, and that's what this Gogoat does. So anyway, going back over this team, I looked at a couple things, and I was like, okay, I need to change something on Ampharos, because in mocks I noticed that we were getting burned by a lot of things we could, or we would get paralyzed or something. But in particular, Toxic was the main thing. I expected him to bring like a Toxic Celebi or a Toxic Spikes, and even a Nidoking. Like, I could expect that. So I decided to bring Heal Bell on Ampharos, just to have that extra failsafe in case a Lucario got burned, or Mamoswine got burned, or anything really got burned. And I also decided that the last move I was going to put on my Umbreon was going to be Baton Pass, so that we could, if we forced him out of Celesteela to switch into something else, to deal with my Umbreon, we could easily just Baton Pass out on that switch and get into something that matches up well against whatever he brings in. So, on that note, that is essentially the gist of this team, and I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and if that's all it's been from me, this has been Phantombass. We'll catch you guys in the battle. Bye, guys.